Hi, good morning, everybody. Johnny and Mr. Forex Fire. We're just going to have a quick look at the charts for today. Okay, so at the moment, I'm just in the Discord. Aaron's already got a 2% win on the EU. I did post in the strengths and the speeches that are coming in today. And Andy Boland, hat off to you, my friend. He puts in on a regular basis currency strengths as well. Going on what he's posted this morning, we can see gold's weak. The NZD is pretty strong. So GBP, we've got speeches today. The order's strong as well. So we're just going to head over into the chart and we'll take a look. Okay, and we're going to factor in the currency strengths today. It's something that we've been missing for the last few days. The CAD JPY, it's swept both sides of this. The New York range, so to speak, from yesterday. Excuse me, where it was bullish late night last night, guys. It stuck within the higher low to the higher high. We're stuck within range, so I'm just going to ignore that today. The euro odd, again, the currency strength, the euro odd, they're both pretty strong, to be fair. So we've had a pull out at the minute of the Asian, I should say, is, but the currency strength, the odd is the stronger. So because we've had a pull out, let's have a look. I'll keep that on the wait list. I'm not going to go over what I was thinking. I'll just leave it for now. We've had a pull out of the Euro GBP, Euro GBP super weak. So when we'll go into this, we see we're expecting a continuation. So I'm going to go from the breakout up to here. Okay. So we have had a pull back because we're going to be doing the opposite whenever the strength's the opposite way. Right, so this is a strange one because we've technically had a double top on the candles, so there is technically a separation candle, but then we instantly had a touch back into the 50%. Okay, we may have missed an entry here for the continuation breakout. So going from there up to here, and you're looking for a sell candle followed by a bullish engulfing. So there's your sell candle right there, followed by the bullish engulfing, which is right here. And then you're looking for your 1 to 2. Put that into here. I'm just going to put this into the Discord groups. So Euro GBP continuation model based on its currency strength. I'm going to post this into here, guys. Go back in there. We're just going to knock this into the 1 minute entry. We've got that as a setup. So the euro odd. Again, we'll have a look at the strength. Odd is the strongest. We've just looked at that. Just going to leave that for now. Euro JPY. We've had a breakout of both sides. I'm not going to be interested in that at the moment. The Euro USD. All right, so Euro USD, Euro USD, they're pretty the same, but the Euro is a little bit stronger. Right, I'll leave that as well. The GBP odd. GBP odd. So the GBP is the weakest, the odd is the strongest. So we should be expecting sell-offs on this. So again, because we normally wait for a breakout, okay, this is what we normally wait for. When we get a breakout, we normally wait for a pushback in, okay, on a displacement for then a 50% touch and then a continuation drive. But now we've introduced the continuation model, okay? What we're looking at here, the GBP is super weak, the order is super strong, okay? So we expect a continuation drive down. So we would be expecting from the breakout continuation and a drive down like that, okay? So what we do on the continuation model, we could do the fibs. We could say, right, there's been a breakout here. We've had a touch here. We wait for the 50% retracement, okay? When we get the 50% retracement for the continuation model, we could then go to the 5 minute, see that separation, and then we come to the 1 minute for the trigger point entry, where in this instance, because you're looking for a sell, you'll be looking for a bullish candle followed by a bearish engulfing momentum. So it's going to tell you the continuation drives there. So we could put this into a 15-minute anchor. We'll go to GBP, JPY. Again, we've just come out of here. We'll have a look at the GBP, JPY. Yeah, so the JPY is slightly stronger. Right, so for this one, it's just meandered about, you know what I mean? It's been messing on. I want to see a displacement come back in, a touch, and then maybe a drive back up. So I want to see displacement to come back in after this breakout. So I'm just going to put that on on here, the GBP USD. So as we can see, we've got a bit of a trend going on with the sessions. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. We've had a breakout here, but what does the GBP USD tell us? The GBP super weak, USD stronger, so there could be a continuation drive on this at the minute. However, from the breakout to that, it's too close to call. Like I say, it just instantly came back up in the spring. So it could be that this here could be heading towards that as a lower high. Then want to continue down. I'll leave that as it is. I will place that in here, but it's not something I'm watching, to be fair. USD card. Again, stuck on a range. USD, Swiss franc, stuck on a range. USD, JPY. We've had a wick out of both sides. And they're pretty consolidated on strength. So not a huge amount, to be fair. I mean, even on these here, when I go into the Discord, I've got ADR levels now. When these go by, each currency pair will do what we call an average daily range. Excuse me. And an average daily range is a momentum of pips from a range of how many days you're looking at within a momentum move. So in this instance, I think I have this set to a 10-day period. So that 10-day period, because there's 5 trading days in a week, it's like over a 2-week period. So this will be the pippage move, you know. So far this morning, what I've got, we've got an entry, which is what we just missed on the Euro GBP, which is a continuation model. It's at around about 1% at the moment. Here we can see here it's clearly been at a 1% area. That's the continuation model. I'll just put this in here. Continuation model. And we'll see if that's going to continue to do that. We've got the GBP odd. which again, it'll be a continuation model based upon the GBP and the odd being strongest. I'm looking for sells to come in. So again, what you're seeing here is lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs into 50% of the breakout of the range, and then a continuation down. I'm not going to be interested in looking for a sell until we touch into this area. Okay, but as we look into what it's doing, we've got fair value here. Okay, there's not one quite there, so let's get rid of that. So we're looking for that sort of momentum shift or move. The GBP, JPY. Again, I want to see some displacement coming up into these levels. Maybe come and touch up into that. And then they come back down into the 50% on this, so I'll be looking. The reason why I've got this across here is because it's a key level of structure. We've got fair value gap here. It was tapped into, then it was pushed through, came back as a support. It's come back down, so I'm expecting that to be some sort of a resistance. Okay, so we'll put that into a pink because we're delving deeper into a mechanical system with that. The GU, I'm just going to look at the GU. Again, we've had a sweep out, looking for a continuation model. So I'm going to put this into pink as well. I do expect price to come back up into this. GU, just going to take a look at the GU. The USD is stronger. Okay, USD is stronger, the GBP is weak. So again, we are expecting price to come up to here, to be fair. In fact, do this for a moment. That candle high, this here, if you watch here, that'll be that candle high there. A candle high there down to here. If you want to look inside of here for bearish engulfing moves. So the candle structures I'm seeing in here at the minute, there's been momentum to the upside here, but then we've got some bearish engulfings here. But then the buying pressure has tried to come back in because you've got some bullish, very, very strong bullish candles here. But nothing where we've had the selling engulfing coming off. So again, I mean, this is not something I'm looking at for a 50% return at the minute. I'm just trying to watch for candle structures at the moment. I want to see the price efficiency coming down here. There's no real sort of fair value gaps, other than you see that candle there and that candle there. You can see that there. We'll push that across. It's tapped into that and it's reacting from it now. Other than that, you've got a double top with that wick of that candle there and that wick of that candle there. So again, we're just looking at stuff with regards to structure, not so much not so much the fire entry. I'm looking at stuff from a structure standpoint on this. I'm just going to place this back up in here. The GU. So I've got the GJ, which again, it's not following the fire entry system at the minute. The only one I've got on a trade so far today would be for a continuation model of the G here and the G in the EG. Okay, so there's not much today. And we'll pause the video. I'll be back in a short while. Okay, guys, so the sell continuation model, we have had a push through the FVG and into the 50%. We look at the currency strength. We know the GBP is still weak and ORD is super strong. So with that in mind, again, I'm just looking at if you just look at where the breakout is here, we've got from here down to here, we're looking for a bearish engulfing. Okay, we can see in here there's been many candles that we look for. We're looking for a bearish engulfing for short. We need to come up just past where this is. Just put the line in. Let's get this. There we are. Quite a sizable SL lot, to be fair. We do need to see a bullish candle followed by a bearish. I'm just going to go back over onto this time frame a minute, guys. I'm going to take this up to a daily. There is an area down here where we sort of got liquidity. We do have fair value, which is at the minute starting to be filled. We do have fair value down here, but it's quite a way away from a daily aspect. And go back down to 15 minutes. So yeah, what we're looking for, guys, is a bullish candle. And then before we get in on the entry, we need that bearish engulfing. So we do have a bullish candle at the moment previous to the one that is shown. We just need to see that bearish engulfing come through and break through that there on the next one. Ideally, I would like to see this go further up, because if it does go further up into that drawdown area that's currently going, it's going to reduce the amount of pips from an entry to SL, if that makes sense. Excuse me. So again, what we're seeing is computer's slowing down at the minute. Right, so we'll take out for 15 minutes and then we'll take it back down to 1 minute. Right. Don't know what's happening with the sessions on here. For some reason, the screen has gone funny. I don't know what's happened with this. Get rid of that. And we'll put this back in, kill zones and pivots. That's better. Right, so again, guys, remember we're looking for bullish followed by a bearish engulfing, and at the minute got the bullish, but we need to see a bearish engulfing candle. So this here, you see what I mean by when I mentioned the higher this goes up, the closer the field comes into play. So it's getting reduced by even more. So at the minute we're on around about 13 seconds of candle, and it's a bearish candle at the minute. It's doji, it's bearish, it's doji, it's bullish. So it's getting weaker. The price is getting weaker, right? So that is the next candle. That's a bullish candle. So again, we could come into a bearish engulfing on this next close. We're just waiting to see. That's reducing it down to just under 30 pips. We'll look back at the currency strength. GBP starting to get stronger now, guys. This was at the weakest earlier on. Excuse me. And the odds starting to come away. So again, the continuation might not be there yet. This will be why when the strength is getting slightly stronger. Okay, we'll just refresh that. This was in 1 bar, it's now 4 bars. This will be why the strength has pulled back as much as this. So now under a new candle, that one that just finished was bullish. We'll just see how that Euro GBP continuation one's faring up. It's hovering around the 1% area. The GBP GPY I was looking at as well. So we are getting the push into this area here. I want to see a pullback now. I'm just going to set this up on here, guys. GJ, GBP, GPY. So the GPY is slightly stronger at the minute. Right. Right, I might pull this one back up on here. We'll go back that G here. So we are seeing the momentum start to build a little bit. There's a bearish candle coming in here now. I needed to engulf. It looks like it might want to do that. Just get that a little bit more of a push down. I'm guaranteeing it goes in the last 5 seconds or so. It's going to go back to maybe a bullish. Just want to see it come down and take that candle. I want to see it take the whole lot. Right. So you've got an entry there. And this is where we get subjective because to me, a bearish engulf, and that's engulfed the whole of that candle, but there is a bit of liquidity within its wick. So we'll have this as a test. We'll have that as an entry. If we do see price come further up, we'll see if there's going to be any further proper engulfing, if that makes sense. So for me, that's an entry. You want a 1 to 2. There we are. We'll get rid of this. See how it's gone bullish again. Come back into the strength. GBP is getting stronger again. Right. So we'll have a look at the FX Street News. The speech later on this afternoon, but there's nothing at 8:45. There was a speech at 8:45. Maybe this is what's happened. We've had a speech come in and something's been positive or whatever he said, because we are just after 9 o'clock now. So again, we'll come out that we want to see a proper bearish engulfing, to be fair. I think there's been positive news come out on that speech. This is why I don't like to trade when there's speeches during these things. Speeches, NFP, PPI, CPI, NFP, FOMC, SMP, all those types of news events I'll stay out of. But there's been something positive come out of this speech just 15 minutes ago. You know, if we mark up a 8:45, which is that candle there, okay, that's when the news came in. The candles, when they've been bullish, there's been some volume within it, you know. So there hasn't been much within a bearish nature, you know. So again, the currency strength come back into currency strength. EBP is getting stronger again, so this could go against. I mean, we're not officially entering, to be fair. We're just watching the price at the minute. I think that there's been news coming on that, to be fair. Now, we started at around about 30 pips, 25 when we came to this, and now we're down to about 10 or 15. I do think price is going to come up and come back into this. It's going to come back into this for sure. Yeah, this is too strong now, guys. Too strong. This is going to come back up into the session of the usual session. What we could do, we could reverse this on its head and then look for a possible buy situation. We'll come into the strength. GBP is getting massively strong now. So yeah, cancel this one off, okay, because it's getting stronger. We'll keep it on a watch list. We'll wait for the 50% return, okay? So again, because it's getting stronger, we'll just go from where the breakout has been and we'll pull it up to here. We'll wait for the push down and then we'll go for the buy because at the moment, that strength on the GBP is getting better. We've got the GBP on. We're now changing what we're looking at simply based upon the strength. This was on one bar. Strength has massively came in. I just need to update this in the Discord now. Take this here. Take this. Just save that. What's going on here? For some reason, the screen went off. Just save that. Save that. It's our pause video. I'll be back in a short while, guys. Yeah, so as you can see, guys, I'll just come back on the strength before I go and get myself a cup of tea. We can see the GBP is getting stronger. I'm going to go to the Discord where I've been posting stuff. I was looking for a continuation sell drive down. 9:45 news came out. Okay, we can see on here the GBP was super weak at the time. However, the 9:45 the news came out. This was posted 8:45. Sorry, the news came out. This was posted just as that news landed. You can see here 8:46. As time went on and that news came in, you can see here it's got a bit stronger. There was 3 bars from it being on the top. It's now basically, we'll get this off here. 2 seconds. Get the currency strength back on. So 3 bars off. We're now only 2 bars off, So the GBP is getting much stronger. I'll just update this in the Discord as well. For some reason, my computer's slow. Right, I do have a lot of terminals open, to be fair. Just let it do its thing. Gonna take my video connection off at the minute, see if that speeds it up. Then what I'll do is I'll come back into the Discord. I'll get rid of the currency strength for now. I'll get rid of this, just see if I can free some windows up. The video back on. So yeah, what we're looking at, guys, okay, is I am looking for price to come back down into the 50% since it's getting stronger. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of this. I'm going to go into this setup, and we'll change it over to that. So we've got the 15 minutes on the bigger window. Other than that, guys, the Euro GBP this morning, this might go against us. Yeah, so we nearly had 2%. It's been 1%. The price went to around about 1.62. So there was a good trade to be had there still today, albeit the GBP got super strong. It's made the euro weaker, so this is why this has come against us now. So there was still a good profit to be taken out of that. The GBP JPY. I was expecting a return back into here than a takeoff as what I've marked up. However, it hasn't came. Okay, we'll look and wait for price to come into this area, see if we can get the buy. The train might have left the station, to be fair. We'll look at the currency strength, the GBP, JPY. I've just put the strength into here. The GBP, JPY, they're more or less the same. Excuse me, so I've only got 2 pairs I'm really looking at. We'll go back up to the fire basket on the top here. We'll see what's happening. JPY. Wicked both ends, not interested. Euro odd. We could have this as a setup now, to be fair. We've had a break. And that, the strength on the euro to the odd, it's relatively the same. So I'm going to move this into the basket now. Euro, JPY, sorry. Wick, both ends, not interested. Euro, USD. So the Euro, USD, the Euro is stronger than the USD, so we could get a continuation drive. Okay. So again, we'll do that from here up to here. we've already broken out. We'll come back in. So I'm just going to do it from the lower low, higher high, higher low, higher high. I'm expecting price to come and touch into here. I'll see if I can get a buy from that position. See, we'll get a touch into that. So we'll bring that in. GBP, USD. We'll see what's happening with this pair. Yeah, so we're broken out. We're coming in. Broken both sides. Not interested. Out of session pair, USD cards. Not interested. Out of session pair, USD chef. Not interested. USD GPY. Broken both sides. So we've got a few on the basket here now. We'll go back into the basket. We've got the euro odd. We're waiting for a retrace back in after the breakout. Possible separation candles coming into the 1 minute entry for a bearish followed by a bullish engulfing candle, and then we'll get the continuation drive. Euro USD, we just added this in the basket again. We're waiting for the aspect of that. The GBP odds, again, we're waiting for the pullback as well. And then we know about the Euro GBP. It went for just over 1.5%. This wicked out both sides, to be fair. So I'll be interested in this, to be fair. Let's see what the pippage is on this. 40 odd pips, not interested. 3 in the basket at the moment, guys. I'll pause the video. I'll be back in a short while. Hi guys, so I'm gonna set the alerts on G-Ord. Have a look at the Euro USD. I've got an alert set on this, and I've got a possible alert set on Euro Ord. But the thing is, it's quite a well, it's only 20 pips, I suppose. I'm going to go and make a cup of tea. I'm going to come back in about 15 minutes and check the candle. So around 10 o'clock, I'll come and check. If I don't get any sort of entry going into 11 o'clock, I'm just going to call it there for the London session. I don't want to be going into like 11, 12, and then into 12:30, because we'll then get the crossover into New York, you know. So we have had one setup that presented itself earlier on this morning, which was the Euro GBP. It nearly done 2%. It was just shy of it. It did give 1% to take partial, but then it came back and went to the SL. So again, we know the system works. We know it gives good profits when the model presents itself. Not every day is going to be a trading day. We just need to watch the price action and see what it does. Profitable on this one here. The G-Ord, again, we were looking for a continuation sell. However, based upon what was going on with the news, the speech that was coming in, we were looking for the continuation sell. You can see here, as it was very, very weak. We monitored this price, and then we seen there was a news event came in, and it made the GBP strong. So whatever was said in that speech made the GBP strong, because strength went straight to this, and then it went up another bar as well. Okay, so we changed the aspect of what we were looking at with regards to the GBP getting stronger. We look at that. That's the GBP or the Euro USD. Again, like I say, I do have an alert set and on the Euro order. So I'll go and make myself my cup of tea, as they say, and then I'll have my alert set with my phone. And then if anything comes into these up till around about 11 o'clock, I'll look to see if I can get an entry. If not, we'll come back on, we'll close this session off, and I'll just upload it into the Discord, okay? I'll see you in a bit, guys. A bit of toast there, guys. Stuck my teeth. Right. So price is moving away from us now, to be fair. We just need to see what kind of pippage we're talking. It's getting wider. We'll keep this in mind, euro odd, euro USD. We are trying to wean off a little bit, to be fair. But again, there's nothing that's telling us our price is going to come back. It's got the currency strength. Euro USD, the euro is much stronger than the USD. It's what we want, in fairness. But at the same time, we want to pull back into the 50%, to be fair. We nearly got that here. We were only a pip or two away from that retracement. So looking at a continuation model on this one, the pullback has already happened. Okay. The pullback for me has already happened with this momentum here. It's now driving towards that liquidity standpoint on a continuation, simply because obviously we've got the euro. We've got the euro USD. Let's get this closed off. The euro is a lot stronger. The euro odd, on the other hand, again, with the currency strength, once again, euro is a lot stronger than the odd now. The odd starting to wean off on price, so we're looking for that pullback for it to come in our favour. But again, we need the odd to get a little bit more strength to get this pullback. It did have a little bit of a try here, but it's just the strength's too much on the euro now, I believe. Yeah, it's just super strong. So again, we are utilizing the currency strength in our advantage now to help us with our confluences and things like that. And the GBP odd, we've been chasing it. We chased this for a sell this morning at first, but like I say, you see what I was showing you on Discord earlier. The GBP was super weak this morning. There was some news. There's news events later on today as well with the GBP. There's another speech later on. There's been one this morning at 9:15 where it changed the direction of things. You see the GBP got stronger just after 9:15. It was super weak this morning, but based upon the news, okay, this is the one where it changed. This speech here, I missed this morning. I've circled all the speeches, but I didn't realize that one there. So again, these things happen. We've got a Bank of England governor speech later on this afternoon around about 12:15. So just need to be wary of that. And then going into the US Open, you've just got to watch for the speeches coming on the USD. So again, will we get the retracement? The retracement looks as if it's coming at the moment. But again, it doesn't mean it's going to hit this 50%. It could just mean it's going to fill anywhere in that gap. It might come shorter, you know. It might only want to come into the so far of this fair value gap here, you know. We just don't know. It's just 50% is just basically the medium of price. It's like it's just a nice sound level. It's neither yes or no. It's just a rebalancing area, if that makes sense. So we could expect price may come into here from that, but then again, it might just mess around and do something like that. But I want it to basically come down. I want it to touch for my confluence anyway. So that's the GBP odd. Okay, it is coming down into fair value now. The Euro USD, again, it's tried to come down into 50%. It hasn't quite done it. And then we've got the Euro odd. So again, guys, this here, from a pippage standpoint, it's getting bigger, you know. And you can see where the strength has moved on that, just how far the 50% line's moved as well. It's moved 5 pips, you know. So I'll move this up to here. Like I say, I'll keep this going for the next hour. I'll come back on the chart at around about 10:30. We'll have a look. We'll have a look at 11:15, then we'll check at 11. If nothing presents itself by then, we'll just close this off as being the only one that's came in for today has been that Euro GBP. Okay, it did the 1%, it went to 1.62, it nearly did the 2%. Still a profitable day, to be fair, but again, we're just using and utilizing the currency strength to try and get us into a much better setup and scenario, if that makes sense. So just to run this down, Euro odd, again, strength. Euro is super strong at the minute. We do need that pullback. So it is in our favor, but we do need a pullback in here. Thing going against us is it's at its strongest level it can be. So do I expect price to come in and touch into this? I don't think it will, to be fair. I think it'll just be a continuation to the buy side. Euro, USD, we're looking at that. We've just missed out on the pullback here. So we didn't get into the 50%. And as it's done that Euro, like I say, it's got stronger. It's at its strongest point. It's now doing a surge to the buy side again. So we may have missed the station on this. Again, I prefer, I mean, if I put a 62, in fact, no, it's all right. 50% is where we should be going. I shouldn't be trying to change a goalpost. And the GBP odd. Again, this one is pulling back, but is it just going to mess around inside of the fair value and then take off? We don't know. I would prefer a 50% touch on this. So we'll just pause the video. We'll come back at 10:30, and then we'll come back at 11:15, and then we'll come back at 11, and we'll see where we are from there, guys. I'll see you in a bit. Right, so we're back at past. The G odds, it's still coming into the fair value gap. Euro USD. Let's see where we're taking this. It has just simply got longer. The euro is just becoming too strong. It's went another 2 pips. We are now at around about 13 pips. I'll keep that one going for now. The euro odd. On the other hand, it's just growing longer as well. There's too much momentum on the euro at the moment. See where we are with this. Yeah, cover about 30, 25, 30 pips. The euro odd, I'm just going to sack off now. So that leaves us with the euro USD and the GBP odd to try and come into a 50% touch before 11 a.m. Okay. I still think this G odd, I do think it's just going to mess around on here, meander about, and I don't think it's going to quite come into the 50%. It could prove me wrong, but there's a couple of things could happen here. We could just come in and mess around in the FFVG, and then price may want to take off. Currency strength at the minute for the G odd. The odd is now losing strength, okay? But it is slightly stronger than the GBP. So this is good for our analysis for price to come and touch into this. For hopefully the buy then price on the GBP will be stronger than the odd, and then the currency strength would be in our favor, okay? We've got a half an hour for that to happen. If it doesn't, then we'll just go on the basis of this Euro GBP as being the only profitable one for this one, okay? So I'll be back in a short while, guys. Right, coming into Q2, guys. Again, I said we might just get a bit mess around in the FEG here. It looks like that's going to be the case. That's on the G odd. The Euro USD, we are slowly coming down towards the 50%, which is what I want to see. We're about 3 pips away from it. The Euro USD, let's get this on here. The Euro is really strong. The USD is medium. So there is strength on the Euro side, which is what we want to see. But I still want to see a touch into the 50%. Because the Euro is so strong, this might just reverse and continue with the trend, which is what we want. But ultimately, I want this 50% touch first to come into play. I'm going to give it up until just after 11 o'clock, and then I'm going to close it off for the day. Be back in a short while. Looking at where we are the day. We got the pullback, but not quite into the 50%. Like I said, the 50% is where I like to be. You can go for a little bit shorter, but Again, I like to have a deeper discount, if that makes sense. Again, same with the GBP odd. We did come in and test into the fair value gap. I ideally wanted to come into here. What you can do, you can go 50% of the fair value gap. And if you look at that, there was an absolute peach of a touch. We should have went, we could have went 50% of a fair value gap. We knew the continuation trend was there. Okay. Again, you don't have to rush yourself into a trade, if that makes sense. It's still a perfect scenario and perfect setup on the basis of the GBP odd. Okay, we can see we were waiting for strength to come in on the GBP. It's starting to wane off a little bit now. The odd was a little bit stronger. This was at the strongest this morning. Price did come back towards the 50%. I wanted that 50% touch. Didn't get it, but this is why when I said the buys, we could mess around in here and then take off. It's done a 50% touch of the fair value and it's gone on. Okay. So again, trade-wise this morning, the Euro GBP pair in itself has been the pair that's produced on the continuation model. Didn't get the full 2%. There was a chance of a partial. When you get to that 1%, there's a couple of variations you can do. Excuse me, you can either take a partial or you can just accept that it's gone to 1% and move the SL to break even. So one or two things could have happened. You could have taken half of that 1% off, so you could have gotten 0.5% back, and then you would have been able to break even, or you could have moved the SL to the break even when you were at the 1% area. If you'd done something like that, then you would have just been break even for this particular session. Again, it is now 11 a.m. or just after. I don't want to look for any more trades within this session because we're at the midway point. I'll come back during New York. I'll try and do a New York session today if there's anything presenting itself. Okay. It's not always about getting a trade every single session. It's an impossibility to get setups that way. You know, you just got to trust the process, trust what you're doing, and have faith in the actual model and the procedure of getting in on an entry. Okay, so today 1% came back and knocked us out. There was other options on there. The strengths weren't absolutely in our favour towards the back end of the session. They started coming in our favour, but we didn't get those 50% retracements. Okay, it's key to stick with the plan, stick with the process, and not manufacture yourself a trade. If it doesn't comply with the model of the trade, then do not manufacture a trade. It's as simple as that. And as much as frustrating, it can be, okay, you just stick to the plan. It's as simple as that. There's a reason why I trade from home and I do it full time. It's because I stick to my plan. If there is not a trade, there is not a trade. Okay, it's as simple as that. From there, we'll move on. 1% was a chance, or at least 0.5% if you took a partial off. We'll look into the New York session a bit later on, guys. Okay, so I'll see you a bit later. See you in New York.